Grab my soda from the freezer. I was just letting it shade off a little bit. That's nice and cold, but not before. That's not. I just got I need some nicotine. Orange caffeine. I'm just moving my things. Just 1 second. I'm working on the chat. Go. Spooky ass wind, making a spooky ass wind noise. God, I can't wait till fall. That's when it's gonna be really spooky. I'm about probably like gonna play music 24/7 in the fucking fall. Cause there's like a period in time where it gets really windy in October, and then all the shit outside makes a ton of noise, and like pine cones fall. Boxes get blown over in the yard, and just the smallest of things makes it doesn't do it during the summer as much. It does it once in a while, but when we get to October, it's like that's the windy time, and I wasn't out here in October. I've only been out here 6 months now, so spooky. Right here. Spooktober. Actually, no, it's not just August. It's September too. September, like August is kind of the windy. Like right now, it's kind of sort of our windy time. But like end of August, September, and October, it's way more windy right now. That's what sucks, but also is great. Our summers are already over. Like, it's hot, but it's not like summer hot. Like, it's not record-breaking weather where it's like a month straight of like 95 degrees. That's already happened. That's already like our summer weather has already come and left. It's still fucking hot out during the day. The only reason it's been like extremely hot this last couple of weeks is the heat waves. Where's my damn lighter? tired all of a sudden. Now my Zippo. I guess I'm just gonna have to use the Zippo for now. Because I can't find my big lighter. And I ain't getting up and going outside to get the other one from the cabinet. Oof. Me? Oof. Damn. Each. What is the dog listening? Oh, listening to the dog. There's that one, but that one has a hole in it. I was burning some backflow incense and I think I knocked it over and it melted the inside of this. So there's a giant hole, so kind of defeats the purpose of putting your cigarette out in it to keep your ash in one place, because all it's going to do is go right through it. I knocked over a couple feet. I burned incense and I knocked one over in the ashtray and it was burning on its side. It's very interesting how it melted. It didn't really melt. It popped. It tore. Because the incense cone thingies I have burn really hot. I need to take my sweatshirt off first. I need to smoke some freaking weed. I feel really tired, but I feel really jittery. Pickle. Bill on the floor. Under a fucking bag of weed or TV bag. It's silver, so it blended in. It's a really old Zippo. It's it says in the front, Rock Mount Research and Metals, or Research and Alloys Inc. Weld with confidence. My dad got this. This is a really, really old Zippo, but my dad said he got this from one of the guys that used to supply them with the metals and the gases they needed for welding back in the day. He used to also sell, he was a vendor basically, and he sold all kinds of stuff. But he was a supplier and vendor. And this is from the 70s. This would be from the mid-1970s. This has the asbestos wick inside, and the asbestos fuel wicking. I almost think this older one tastes different, and it works slightly different. Because I have new Zippos. I have one that's from 2019, and I have one that is literally brand new. Like, it was made like last year at the end of the year. I had just got it for Christmas when it came rolled off the factory. And there's something major that I've noticed about the new versus the old Zippos. I don't think the new Zippos stay lit when you drop them, because I've dropped this twice and it has not gone out. But I very much remember that my newer Zippos have gone out when I've dropped them. I dropped this like I was smoking, and somehow it stayed lit. I was sitting on the couch and I like dropped it right here on like down on the couch, and it was still lit. And then I also was sitting here in my chair smoking, and I dropped it on my chest with it still lit, and it was pretty fucking hot. See, this doesn't have the date on the bottom. Instead, it has the slash mark. And the slash mark would tell you that it's from the 70s. Because they didn't start using a date with like the actual number until more recent times. Like, all my Zippos will tell me the exact year it was made, the month and the year. Like, I have a Zippo that was made in September 2024, which is a letter code system, just like kind of like the cigarettes and the smokeless tobacco stuff, but it's a letter code. I think it's the same. It's A through something, and then you skip the I because it looks like a 1, and L or something like that. Then it usually gets like a 2-number system after the year. And I don't think they started doing it till now, till recent times, the 2010s. Because I don't think I've seen any Zippos made before 2010 with numbers, because it's easy with a 1 or a 2 for the year. Versus the 2000s. I don't know. Let me look that up. 1/Zippo. Date code. This would be 1979. So from 1955, they changed it to dots and slashes. And then after, in 1979, they went through an A through L air system. Huh. 2001 is when they started using normal Arabic style, the normal number. Damn, 1979. That's a old ass Zippo right there. I've got one from the 70s, I've got one from the 2010s, and now I've got one from the 2020s. Now I just need to get one from the 80s and 90s. But my modern one is a 40s style. It's like a replica. It was one of the new ones that came out in the 2010s that was supposed to look like the vintage. It was like a limited release Zippo. Now I think about it, then it was one of the ones I bought for my 21st birthday. And it was supposed to be a replica of a 1940s era. Zippo. Oh, welcome, welcome. Now this is pretty nice in here right now. I need my tar filter. I got the filter. It goes in the filter. Where's the actual tar bar? Or the holder? It's kind of hard. I like yours, but I think that's really matter if it's hard. I thought I cleaned this shit off. You know, I did something the other day with this fucking knife on accident. A while back, I dropped something on my pants. It was like, I don't even know what it was. And then I threw the pants on the floor and somehow a knife got on top. And then the pants got shuffled around, and they got shuffled around some more. And then the other day I went to grab the fucking randomest thing. And I grabbed the pants and I didn't realize there was one of these steak knives stuck to it like glue. I ruined my fucking pair of Levi's. I literally had to like rip the knife off. I don't know what that was. But I grabbed it and it like full on like fucking stabbed me. Just because I went to grab a pair of pants. I didn't think the knife was like glued down to the pair of fucking jeans. Inside the couch. But I grabbed the pair of pants, not expecting to have a fucking steak knife or dinner knife or whatever, literally glued to the side of my freaking. It stabbed me and like literally like poked a hole in my hand. Because it wasn't like I just grabbed it. But it wasn't like I was grabbing it on purpose. It wasn't like I was looking at the knife. It was stuffed in the boots. So I put it and I fucking rolled it up. Yeah, one piece of the cigarette. Where's the other? Now I just need to get like silver wrap. Beaver honey mustard. Actually, it's kind of alright. It's kind of gross. Beaver honey mustard is kind of spicy. Like actual mustard spice. Honey mustard. The first time I've ever had it, it tastes like actual mustard. Like that spicy, tangy mustard taste. Because when you eat honey mustard and you eat those like big brands, those aren't actually mustard. It's just like honey and I don't know. Basically, I got to try real honey mustard the first time. And I was quite surprised at how it's not nearly as sweet as what I'm used to with like the Heinz or the fucking whatever. It's named. I don't know how to put it. Beaver. It's it's real mustard. And it has the Dijon taste to it. Underneath with the honey mustard. It tastes like, basically it tastes like there's something missing from like the big brands, like the Heinz and like the Ken's. The Ken's is much softer, like the Heinz is much softer and sweeter. That is like spicy and bitter and vinegary and has the taste of honey and sweet in the background. To me, that tastes like how like real mustard tastes, versus like, I guess like Heinz. Would you think artificial? Maybe would be the way to put it. I break them? Oh, it was a microwave. My dad bought these stupid plates for me when I moved here, and I guess they're heat-proof to a point. Because I kept using them in the microwave, and they got to the point where they got really brittle and like they shatter so easy. I found out basically when I went to grab one of those plates out of the microwave that the guy got me. I grabbed one out of the microwave and it literally scalded me. And I was like, what the hell? I'm not putting that in the microwave anymore. Let me, just bear with me. Should be all there. I just can't get inside the couch right now. Whoa. Equilibrium. I've been being so busy lately. Equilibrium has been really off. Bear with me. Still. Don't Like sweat. Channel. Salty. Earthy sweat. Why is it couchable? that it could have fallen inside the heater. Oh, I think that was cool. I have my fucking cigarette. Sorry, I know it's a mess. That's why I turned the camera upside down. Ow. Very interesting. Oh. Oops. Hang on. And it's a fucking mess because I move things. I've been moving things here and I've been moving things there, and for a specific reason, because we have a rodent infestation going on. And it's not just me, it's my dad, and then it's the neighbor across there, like, I don't know how long ago, she had like all kinds of mice and rats. So we have the bug guys here, the fucking, one of the big name exterminators. I don't remember the name. I don't like them. I don't like any of those big name exterminators. I just call them bugmen. And then I was mad at that fucking bug guy for no reason. It was hilarious. I was walking around all day talking to myself, like joking. Bugman, what you gonna do though? And then I was joking, like for the business guys that like the industrial, the corporation and exterminators. I said to myself, what, do I need a PhD to squish a bug? Do I need to show, next time there's a spider on the wall, do I need to show it my high school diploma? Oh yeah, there's mice everywhere. It's just it's the mountains, man. I opened the fucking barbecue to cook, I don't know, last week, and there was a big fucking rat. After I got done cooking, I opened it, I turned it off, and I sat down to eat, and I cleaned up. But I don't think I cooked on top of him, thankfully. I think, actually, he just somehow scurried in as soon as I turned it off. Orkin, yeah, I don't like those guys. You gotta understand, when I lived in those apartments, there were some Orkin people that came to several apartments, and they did it at a bunch of different apartments, and I never saw them again. So I think the apartment buildings chased them out, like all of their buildings. Are you kidding? I love exterminating. I love doing exterminating. Bug extermination is a fun job. I don't think there's. See, I would have been fine. I even told my dad I probably wouldn't have been so annoyed with it. It's so like steamed or pissed off at them for no reason, you know. I don't hate exterminators. I like them. I like the small time guys. I like your mom and pa style exterminators. I don't like Orkin or Vector because I think they just put the small guys out of business. Plus these Orkin idiots, they literally just put these fucking sticky traps down, and it feels like every time I go inside there's like a rat stuck to a sticky trap. And I watched one and it was so disheartening. It was so painful to watch. That's why I don't kill, like, around my trailer, I don't kill the rats, I don't put traps out or poison, I just bang on some shit, I make some noise, and then they scurry away, and I go about my business. I care too much about the environment, I guess you could say. I care too much. I don't like killing bugs. I have traps. I have literally traps sitting right out there, and I couldn't bring myself to use it because I don't think you understand. I may act like a big chicken shit, but I do have a love for. I love rats and I love mice because when I was in high school, we had rats and mice, and I fell in love with them. In the science lab in high school, we had rats. We had pet rats, and they took a liking to me. So I would always pick them out of their cage and play with them every day. I have a supersonic thing. I just haven't been using it recently. I really don't care about rats. It's the mountains. I even went on Facebook and read that it's like all these people are so stupid that they're putting out bait and traps and like trying to drive them away because it's the mountains. You bait and trap about 5 or 10 of them, and then 5 or 10 more will come back in their place. The critters, there's probably 1,000 of them just alone and just like in my backyard right now, on the street over and the next 3 streets over, just that many alone, just living around here. It's the mountains, the rodents, the critters, the squirrels. Hell, I don't even like that time that when I read on the news, apparently up here, the deputies swore up and down that this bobcat early in the morning was harassing some school children. This big cat, was near the bus stop that was used by the school children here, and it was encroaching, and it really wasn't. It was like 2 streets over, and then it crawled under some deck, and apparently animal control couldn't get here, and the deputy literally crawled under the deck and shot the thing with his 9mm. Literally here, this was just like what, last year? Maybe not even a year ago. It might have just been the start of this year. But literally, instead of having the patience and waiting for animal control, he crawled under the deck and shot the thing and killed it himself. When it wasn't any harm and it wasn't anywhere near any people. It was in a house that was not occupied. It was just an empty vacation rental. And it was a bus stop that was actually not being used by children. It was an adjacent one, and it was like an adjacent one, and then it was like 2 or 3 streets over. It just sounds like that day that deputy was sick and tired of waiting, and he wanted to use his gun, because that's what happens in these little towns. It sounds like just a deputy that was just bored early in the morning and had nothing to do. So, this was just like 6 months ago. I was very mad. Because, with the rats, you shoot one bobcat, what's the point? There's 6 more, there's 20 more that's going to take its place. People just don't understand that you don't need to call the police or animal control and have these things trapped and released. You just need to take the steps in time to put the food away. Like you said, to put the food away. Not leave a dirty barbecue after you're done cooking outside to hose your barbecue off. Don't attract the critters. They were here first. We shouldn't have deputies going out and killing them on animal control, killing bobcats. I don't think he should have done that. Well, it's whatever. He probably got in a lot of trouble anyway. He probably got put on desk work, and they probably made him watch 150 hours of some kind of community service-like video about the rights and wrongs of animal care in the wilderness, how and when to hold your gun on a wild animal. I don't know. That deputy will, because when I got arrested, those deputies got fired. They got laughed at by the district attorney. The fucking deputy that arrested me was there. He got laughed at by the district attorney because the way he handled it wasn't correct. So he got laughed at by the state district attorney and then fucking fired. I haven't seen him again since. It's what happens is in this place, because we're county deputies and it shares the area with on and off the mountain. Actually, you know what's funny? There has been some there was a black cat, like a little house cat, in the neighbor's yard, and it sounded like it was getting the mice the other night because there was all this commotion. There was cats making noise, and then there was I don't know how I could put it, was a mouse getting eaten. Because I've heard it. I don't know if you guys knew. When I was in high school, I fed snakes, live mice, a lot. It's fun, but my science teacher told me the easiest way to feed a corn snake, a little corn snake. They're not harmful. They do constrict and wrap, but they don't tighten around your neck too tight. They won't kill you. They're just whatever. I think when a corn snake wraps around your neck, that's a sign of infection versus all the other snakes that coil. Because corn snakes are cool. We had a red one and we had a white one. But they say the trick is to not get attached to it and then just grab it by the tail and bring it as close as you can to the snake and drop it right in front of the snake. That's exactly what I did. And with the rats, we had pet rats. We had pet rats, and then we had live mice we would buy at a pet store to feed the snakes. And crickets for the lizard Marcello the bearded dragon. I'm pretty sure he's still alive, because those guys lived for 50 years, I heard. And he wasn't even 10. By the time I graduated, he was still really young. He was we had just gotten him. He was little. I wonder what Marcello the lizard is up to. I wonder if he's still alive and around. He wasn't even... I think the bearded dragons either live 20 years or they live 50 years or something crazy. Those reptiles live forever. Snakes and fucking lizards and tortoises and turtles and those guys, they live for a long time. And there's really not much you can do. That should kill them. As long as you give those fucking... Marcello was a cool lizard. He was so chill. He would just sit there in the back of the class behind my desk and stare at me. The fucking bearded dragon lizard. He was so curious about me. It's just humans in general. It was really interesting to see a lizard in captivity and their curiosity. And his little happy dances for he would get his crickets and stuff. See, in high school, I wasn't asked, I wasn't told, I just kind of did anyway. I just kind of was I would play with them and I would give them snacks. I found out mice really like chocolate chips. And rats. Rats can eat chocolate in small amounts, unlike dogs. Rats will love you. Rats will fall in love with you the second you give them chocolate. They'll never forget you. Because those rats, as soon as I started giving them small pieces of chocolate, they fell in love. They did the Rexing thing, which apparently I was told by my science teacher for those rats. When they grind their teeth, that's called Rexing, and that means they really like you. And it seems after a while, after I gave them the chocolate and then started picking them up more and more, they started just like, anytime I picked them up, they would grind their teeth and pee all over me, which means they love me. So I was a full rat dad. That's why I can't kill these rats and mice, because I was a rat dad. I literally just picked up a rat in school from the science lab, from the cages or pets, and played with them, and found out how lovey-dovey they are, and how fast they fall in love. I don't want to hurt them, I don't want to kill them, I'll keep them away. I'll just shoo them away with noise. It's whatever. I got this German cigarette holder, which also has a tar filter in it. Tar filters. It's funny, the piece of plastic was only $3, but the 50 bucks of fucking tar filters was $25. So it was like, they racked up after. It was like expensive, but... And it unscrews right here in the middle, and there's a filter in the middle. I dicked around and thought about getting one of the really long ones, but that's kind of it's kind of like overdone. Everyone had one of those big fucking long cigarette holders. Not a lot of people have these little German ones. And apparently these cut down your nicotine and tar. I basically found out I don't have really much of a nicotine addiction anymore. I have the oral fixation. Dinicotina from... And it's funny, it's got the single-use plastic boarding on it for Germany. Made in Germany. There's 50 filters in here. A filter will usually last about 10 packs of cigarettes, sometimes a little bit more, depending on your brand. Oh, I've got it in backwards, the filter. It says, insert filter with red end protruding from mouthpiece. Oh, the red end sticking out of the mouthpiece. God, I hate the way Germans write things. They need to learn English. Flow through holder. Replace filter after it turns dark brown. Use Denaclean. What's a Denaclean? This is made by Dinicotina International GmbH. Adam von Tots, DRT 10 13627, Berlin, Germany. Berlin. Is there a thing in here that I didn't even... A tool that's supposed to be in here? It says there's a cleaning tool. There's no... Unless it's a cleaning solution, I don't know. There's a cleaning solution you can buy to keep the cleaner smelling fresh and clean so it doesn't smell bad. And it's called Denaclean. What is it with Denicotia? I've been saying it wrong. Dinner tortilla. I might need to get that cleaner because this thing's got a funk to it. Grain funk railroad to smell. Good. I am going to just a moment and turn off the other. Damn, that fan sounds like a jet engine. Screaming Blue Jays. Screaming Blue Jays. It's the first thing I hear when I turn off the fan. Screaming Blue Jays. Where are the Blue Jays screaming? Where the fuck did my pick later go? I didn't want to smoke with a fucking Zippo. Scoop-a-da-boop-a-da-boop-a-da-ba. Whoops, I pushed the door open. I didn't latch it. I pull it tight enough. No. Gotta leave it over here. Oh, you know what I should have got at the fucking smoke shop? I'm such an idiot. I should have got a can of butane. But that guy would have probably charged me like fucking, I don't even know, too much. That fucking smoke shop is expensive. There's a new one here. New guy. New smoke shop, new owners. It's completely new. And they charge like way too much. But he argues that like, I agree, but price surprisingly has a lot to do with the quality of these Chinese vapes, and like the price is like the dead giveaway, because nowadays all these fucking throwaway vapes come from China, so they're all the same. You couldn't even tell a real one from a fake one. Like looking at it, like I couldn't even tell you if this a real one of these from a fake one, and they could even like get the codes to look real and legitimate. The way you tell is how it hits and the way it draws, but also the cost apparently has a lot to do with it. Because I was really surprised, like, why are these fucking vapes like $13 and they're not working right? They're not like, I had this exact vape, whatever this one is. I can't even remember right off the top of my head, and I have to get up to look at the box, and I really want to. I had one of these from a different smoke shop, and it was like half the price. But I've come to realize that when the vapes that are like big name brands, and you're finding it at like 99% of the stores, it's like the lowest like one of these, I've seen these a lot. I've seen these just for a while, and I've never seen them marked so low. Like, I've never seen them go below $25 or $30. But when I was finding them for $13, they were really garbage. And I actually just had this exact vape, but I had a fake one, and I didn't know it till recently. But the dead giveaway was I had one of these, and it went in literally 5 days, and I've never had a 50,000 puff go in 5 days like that. Like, you can even throw it into, like, the turbo mode and still get, like, a week out of it. If you put it in the eco, you'll get, like, 2 weeks. But I never had one of these cheap Chinese throwaways go in 5 days like they were. Like, I started going to this one smoke shop. Basically, I moved around smoke shops. I was going to one, but they changed owners a couple times, and it was like, whatever. I didn't like the people they had at the smoke shop before that I was going to, but they had really good stuff. It was slightly expensive, but then I found one in town that was like had the really low prices, and it was like $13 for one of these. And it's like, it went in 5 days. I puffed and puffed and puffed, and it never gave me a nicotine buzz once. Like, I threw it into the max power mode, I cranked it up, and it never gave me a buzz. And then after that, this is the first one I've had that seems to be real. Because it gives me, like, this crazy, like, actual nicotine sensation. Like, the other one went in 5 days, and a lot of the other ones I was getting were going, like, in, like, 5 days, 6 days, maybe a week. But before that, I was going to a smoke shop, and I was paying slightly above average for what I thought was above average, but I guess not. Basically, I was buying the fake vapes and not even knowing it, and the way I would have been able to tell was that they were $13. But if I were to go buy that vape anywhere else in any other town, even here or 2 hours away, they would probably all be the same freaking price, which would be about $30. And it was like, I was hitting the vape and it was like breathing fucking flavored air. And they were like, I had my box mod, and I had vape juice, and that was like stronger than the throwaway that I had in between. I was like mixing around like throwaways and box mods, and I was finding that the throwaways I was buying from one smoke shop were really good, and then I was going to a different guy, and that guy was selling fake Chinese garbage. That's what the guy said, you know, if it's $13 and it's a throwaway vape, question it and like be careful, because a lot of them will look legitimate, but it's bullshit. And you're putting Chinese chemicals into your lungs. You know, it's not like a little Chinese iPhone that is not a name brand. This is something you don't want to fuck around with because it's going into your lungs. It's something you're inhaling. It's something that you're like consuming orally from day to day, and you're putting these unknown Chinese vapes into your mouth, basically, and it's a cheap company. And I've heard that, yeah, China vapes, that's where all these come from. But I've heard that there's like factories that will literally roll off legitimate products, and then there's like 10 more factories that will take that design, make it look legitimate, and then they will just like put garbage products in it. And then it will ruin the name of that big brand, and then they'll mass produce it and then outsell the legitimate one. I was very surprised to take this out of the box after paying $35 for one of these vapes. First off, I was very surprised to take it out of the box and actually get my first nicotine buzz from one of these for the first time in a long time. Chinese junk. You could actually get some of these throwaways that are like legitimate products, that are like decent quality and like have a good nicotine fix. But and it comes down to, and I had to tell myself that it's not the store owner's fault, it's the supplier's fault. And the supplier probably doesn't even know. The supplier probably just gets a business email and he goes, damn, that's a good price for that brand of vape. I'm going to stock that and sell it off. The supplier, 99% of times, will supply a product and not even tell the smoke shop owner. And it's not even the smoke shop owner that sets the price. It's the supplier sets the price. Like the manufacturer sets a minimum price, and then the person that provides it to the smoke shop sets a price to sell it at. But yeah, it's like, I guess I've been buying Chinese junk vapes, and that's why I've been going through them so fast, and they've been a waste of money. Because I remember a couple of years ago, there was a specific smoke shop that changed owners, and then they changed owners again recently, apparently. But, oh no, you know what it was? I changed smoke shops. I started going to one in town that was next to the grocery store because it was convenient, because I could get my cigarettes and my shit that I needed at the smoke shop at the same time I could get my groceries without having to make like 150 stops on the way. I could just do it all in the same place. But it turns out that smoke shop in town next to the grocery store sells garbage. He sells some good stuff, like, and I've told my dad that really I'm gonna only go to that smoke shop for cigarettes and whatnot, and like rolling papers. I'm not gonna get any like hemp-based vapes from them. I'm not gonna get any of the nicotine vapes or juices. Just when I need cigarettes and I'm there. But apparently this is a real deal. This is the first like not fake vape I've had in a while. And I could tell by like how fucking strong the nicotine hit. It's not the flavor. Although there is a slight difference in flavor with this one. It's just different. It's almost like cleaner. I can tell that smoke shop in town was selling fake garbage, but it's not his fault at the end of the day. He probably has a supplier or someone online. Because I think he buys all his shit, all his supplies online, and the vape stuff, and then the cigarettes come from somebody. But I can't be mad at him, because he probably just doesn't fucking know. I can see that when I get a fake vape, it's like breathing fucking air. I always say it's like, damn, there's no nicotine in this. It's like quality control went out the window, which must be true for the fake vapes. But when you get the legitimate companies, is what it is it's an American-based company with a corporation in both America and China, and it's their main operations and manufacturing is in China, and then they sell it to the US and the rest of the world, and also online distributors. But yeah, I was a little surprised to see that the vape was $35 after paying $13 for so long. But then the guy at the smoke shop was surprised that I was paying such low, and I just think that there is no way to tell, like, by visual or like taste or like vaping on it for these knockoff China vapes, these disposables. I truly think it comes down to the cost. And I think the real deal vapes are a little more expensive because they're coming from a big time vape company that makes these, because these are made, I believe this is made by Uel. That UT is Uel, and Uel has made some different like company vapes I've had. You know what? This is the real one, because I've had the other one did not just say UT. There was something else to the other one. There was another name on it, so the other one, no. Jesus. Manufactured by UT Bar Technology Limited, RM21, Unit A, 11F, Tin Woi Industria Building, No 3, Hing Wong Street, Twin 1 NT, made in China. Ah, see, yeah, this is legitimate. Because it literally says designed in the USA, made in China. When you get the fake ones, it just says made in China. Stress relief, 12 multiple choices, airflow control, and 50 milligrams. It has a stress relief thing on the back. So you can get your nicotine fix while you're getting your stress relief. So you're getting dual stress relief. You're supposed to play with the bubble. I don't know. I mostly just got this because I was sick of running out of cigarettes. I find if I have both a vape and a cigarette, I have... It goes longer. I don't know if that makes sense, because I don't sit around and chain vape and chain smoke at the same time. I choose between one or the other, and at least lately I haven't really had much money like I normally do, because fucking life is expensive right now. So it's like, I've only been able to afford a pack or two here and there, and then I buy a pack or two and then they go away, and then I don't have cigarettes for 3 or 4 days. So I figured I'd buy my usual 2 packs, and then I'd buy a vape, and mostly smoke cigarettes, and then when the 2 packs run out and I can't get to the smoke shop, I vape. The vaping is just mostly to fill the void for when I need nicotine. Having both options just makes everything go longer, at least in my opinion. Alright, let's get fucking zooted. Let's get stoner-doned. Stone-doned. Stoner-doned. We're gonna smoke all that pile. I got a nice pile of weed here on my lap. Just smoke. Start smoking. I need to go outside to the outdoor fridge for just a moment, or to the outdoor cabinet to get something. Floor nug. I shall return in 0.8 seconds. Watch. Okay, I returned. This is the first day it actually feels like fall. Damn, door's stuck. Ah! Gotta pick it up. I don't know what's up with this door. Oh, I can't get it out. I can't get it open. What the fuck? There we go. I would... No, hang on. Where is this incense? I was getting some incense. To light it. It's hot in here. Is the temperature rated too? Huh? Not too bad. You know what I'm gonna do? Go to the front door. I just recently learned this. You can go in the windows in here. Whoops. Off was that one. I stink. I smell a bit ripe. Because it's so hot. I said to myself, I bet it's a hell of a time to stop putting deodorant during a fucking heat wave. There we go. I just got really fucking hot. And I turned on the lights. These lights put off a lot of heat. This fan shakes too hard now. That's better. Man, I needed to get high. On the freaking couch. So how hot it gets. Right here is sit right there on the couch. Slumped over on my side. I usually curl up on my side. Feet up on this chair with a blanket. It's the only way I can get up in the morning and not fucking be lazy all day and just with as freaking hot as it's been. I'm just like, I don't want to lay in the bed right now, or the bunkhouse, or anything, because I'll never get out of there with as hot as it is. I might tonight because of the new fan I have. And it seems like the heat wave is slowing down, but it's been a heat wave, like it's been over 95 degrees almost every day for like a couple of weeks now, a week or two. I have slept in the bunkhouse a few times, but the mice outside make too much noise, and for some reason you can really fucking hear it in the bunkhouse. It drives me fucking crazy. Somebody likes, it's not inside my trailer, it's outside. I can tell by the way the echo is, but there's a critter that's sitting around here crunching on something. I'm guessing it's some pine nuts or some pine trees, and it's doing it right now because I'm assuming we're getting closer to fall and winter, so it's crunching away on its food and snacks to get ready for the winter. Which is kind of funny, it's exactly what humans do. Some humans. I noticed I do. We're getting closer to the end of summer, so I notice I'm eating more and snacking more versus like the middle of summer. Or like the end of winter, spring, and summer. End of winter into spring, I don't eat as much. I don't know, but it drives me fucking crazy back there. Somebody or something has been crunching. I think they found it. We have a stash of pine cones there in the front, next to the front of the house. Just some like decorative pine cones, and I guess they're real. They're there. And I guess the critters have taken a liking to them. somebody. Plus, like I said, when it's fucking 90, it's like 9 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning when it's 81 degrees. The best thing to do is fucking sleep on the couch. Sleep at night and get up. It makes me less lazy, sleeping on the couch. I know that sounds weird. But like, the couch is not bad. It's actually designed to sleep on. It's really fucking comfortable. But like, it's been so fucking hot that I just kind of like, I sit down, I run around all day. I'm not the lazy person when it's hot. I have to move. Like, I stay moving when it's hot. I do random things around here, and I do random shit. I sit very, very little during the hot parts of the day. I don't sleep during the day. I don't sit. I move and move and move. And then when it cools off and I sit down in the afternoon, I slump out. It's like I sit down and then like it's about this time of day, I would be sitting down and then I would like slowly be dozing off. And then I wake up at like the fucking crack of dawn and it's already starting to get hot. Like the only way I can get through this fucking hot weather and like not be angry and grouchy is to stay awake during the really hot parts of the day and sleep during the night when it's cool, to actually get like a full night's sleep. The smoke shop I went to, I think these are $3 fucking a pack. Because I bought a vape and it was $35, and then I bought 2 packs of cigarettes with the vape, and it was only $40 or $45 or something like that. Like, these weren't very expensive. I've been switching around trying to find a decent budget brand. I forgot about fucking Seneca. I say Seneca is better than American Spirit. American Spirit has gone to garbage. I smoked a couple of cartons in the last 2 months of American Spirits, and specifically the turquoise, and I don't feel like they're as strong as they used to be. And I'm starting to come to the conclusion that American Spirit is no longer putting any added tobacco in it. They only are putting bare minimum amount of tobacco. And then also American Spirit switched machines recently for their packing. The packing machines they switched recently for their cigarettes. So they're still struggling to make cigarettes in consistent quality after they used the same ones for like 40 some years. But I've heard Seneca is changing too. And Seneca got bought out and they're no longer 100% owned by the native tribes. And that's why you're able to get these in like smoke shops and gas stations now. But when Seneca was first coming around, they were only like, they were a true native brand and they weren't owned by a big company. And when they weren't owned by a big company, you weren't going to find them anywhere outside of native run tribes in Seneca, New York, and Ottawa, Canada, or something like that. But now they landed a deal and they sell these nationwide. Something like that. You guys want to know something funny? I keep hearing that at the bottom of the mountain, there's a dog food factory, and when the wind blows right, everybody in this fucking mountain town can smell the dog food being made, and there's a specific time of day. And I've lived here 10 years and I've never smelled it. And I go online and it's like all the fucking time people are complaining about this raunchy, like sour, vinegary dog food being made like smell when the wind blows the right way. Well, apparently the wind was blowing the right way last night. I had my front door open and it smelled like like grainy dog food being made. It was quite disgusting. But I like the smell of dog food. Like, I like my dog's food. But this is not my dog's food brand. This is some cheap, like, Purina shit. Like, the worst dog food you could give your... The bad dog food, the cheap brands, the ones full of fillers. And honestly, I have a funny comparison that I found out after smelling that smell. And then I went to feed my dog today, and I opened his chicken hearts, and it smelled like dog food. The dog food smelled like it was like it had chicken hearts in it, and then all kinds of different meat fillers and shit. But apparently it's there at the bottom of the mountain, and when the wind blows just right, and like you can smell that raunchy ass dog food being made. It's disgusting. I don't want to smell that again. Check my smoke. And people give themselves a pat on the back when they get their dogs that cheap ass stenchy dog food. God, that stuff stinks. When you smell good dog food being made, it smells good. You can't even tell like it's like dog food being made. Like, I'm sure you guys have been by places that have been making dog food. You probably wouldn't even be able to tell. When you can tell that it's dog food, is that it's cheap quality. Basically, I'm like super, like, I guess you could call me a super Jew when it comes to dog food because of my dog. I'm very picky about the brands I feed him. And my dad is too. We don't feed him cheap garbage. Because I see that cheap garbage is like shortening his lifespan and not giving him the best and fullest of life, thus meaning he's not going to live as long, and I'm not going to have my friend around. And I see cheap dog food would be like giving a person a fucking McDonald's hamburger every single day and no water and a Coke. And nothing with a McDonald's burger without anything with it. And I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to my dog. That's why I blend in the kibble with the chicken hearts together and the highest quality kibble, you know. So, I can't remember, it's, I don't even know. I know it's kind of late, but my dog is old, why not? But I'm trying to convince my dad to go to the farmer's dog, but he says it's too expensive. The dog eats too much. It would give him severe diarrhea, but I don't know. I would love to give Zeus the farmer's dog every single day. But it's not up to me what he gets to eat, it's up to my dad. I hear these commercials and these ads for these high quality foods, and they say, why give your dog kibble every single day? I know they're just trying to sell a product at the end of the day, but it's like, I wouldn't give my dog kibble every single day. I would give him fresh food, and if I couldn't get that farmer's dog, I'd give him food off my plate. Which is what we do, you know. We give him pretty good food. Like, even if we're somewhere, like, we've been out on trips and stuff, and he's been hungry, and we haven't been able to get to his food right away. Like, we've just been on, like, a day trip somewhere to do something, and we literally just stopped and got him a hamburger, and just given him the meat patty, and he's just the happiest dog ever. And it's just things like that that people don't understand, that things like that will make your dog live a happier life, and that gives them the longevity. Versus a dog that's fed. Versus some people that have those little rat dogs or whatever, other dogs that they don't feed them the best food, you know, they give them that 50-cent dog kibble shit. And then they swat them on the butt all day long and scold them for every little bark and the noise. It's just funny that I do so many things, my dad does so many things, and then I look at it and I go, wow, that's really giving my dog longevity. It's giving him a longer life. Because I talk to him like a human being. I talk to him like a brother. I don't scold him. I don't punish him. I don't yell at him. I'm nice. I care. You know, I say good boy. I don't think I've ever once called him a bad boy or a bad dog. I don't think ever I've called him bad dog. I call him a dumb dog when he does something dumb. That dog doesn't do anything bad. Dogs just... I treat him like a child. I give him a good diet. I spoil him with my love and affection. I talk to him like a normal human being. I just don't think people understand that the better you treat a dog, the longer they live, just like a human. And people wonder why their pets don't stick around for longer. It's just simple things like, you know, talking to them. Like, I talk to them just like how I'm talking to you guys right now. Alright, I'm gonna go watch TV. Have a good one. Peace.